Hi there, welcome to Live from the Paper Pixie. I'm Julie DiMatteo, coming to you live from Alpharetta, Georgia. Today is Wednesday, January 4th, 2023. Happy New Year. I hope you had a wonderful holiday season and an amazing New Year's celebration, however you celebrate. I did not make it till midnight, although I did wake up at midnight with all the fireworks. So I've had a restful couple of weeks. It's been 3 weeks since I've seen you. I'm not sure. I am riding solo tonight. Brian started a new job. He now works at Lidl, the grocery store. So he's not my helper tonight. So I'm going to need your help. Those of you who are my regulars in the audience, if you can just kind of help out our new watchers. Anyways, let me go through a couple of things really quickly. If you do have questions tonight, Brian's not going to be able to catch your questions if you forget the Q colon. So make sure you're putting a Q colon in front of those questions. I will cue your questions for the end of the live stream, and I'm staying on with you till I answer all your questions. So that's the first bit of housekeeping. The second bit is when you shop with me, you earn Pixie Perks on orders of $25 or more. I have a magic shopping link, thepaperpixie.com/shop, that will auto-magically add my current host code. That's how you can earn Pixie Perks on orders under $150. If your order is $150 or more, don't use the host code because you'll earn Stampin' Rewards, but you will also earn Pixie Perks for me. And my Pixie Perks are my way of giving back to my loyal customers. You can earn a free stamp set, or if you save up your rewards, you can cash those rewards in for a free stamp and die bundle. So it's lots of fun. And we have a new catalog that starts at 3 o'clock a.m. Mountain Time tomorrow, January 5th. So in just a few hours, we will launch Celebration and the January to April 2023 mini catalog. If you've never heard of Celebration before, it's an opportunity to earn free product, whether you shop, host, or join. I do like to call hosting shop big, giving credit to my upline there, Brian. That's what he loves to say. So if you orders of $50 or more, you get to pick a free Celebration item. Celebration is only from January 5th to February 28th. If you place an order of $300 or more, that's shopping big, there is a stamp set that is an exclusive host set. And if you want to join the Stampin' Up! Family and enjoy the discount and all the demonstrator perks that come with it, the starter kit option is the best of the bunch. They are offering $175 in product plus a boho blue or white mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I like to call it the mini boss, but is she not the cutest? This is boho blue, a sneak peek of an upcoming in color in the 2023 to 2024 annual catalog. So there's three starter kit choices. There's the $175 in product for $99 if you already have a mini machine. But if you want the boho blue mini machine or the white mini machine, it's $129, but you get $175 in product. And this adorable little guy or gal is $63 in value. So it's $238 of product of your choice for only $129. So it's a great deal. That starts tomorrow, January 5th through February 28th. All right. Two more things I want to shout out tonight as we have a few hours that are left with the last chance list. We obviously, if we've got a new catalog coming tomorrow, we have a current catalog going away tonight. So as of 11:59 p.m. tonight, Mountain Time, the July to December 2022 mini catalog is retiring. There are some products that are carrying over, but there's lots of products that are retiring, many of them at a discount. Today's the last day to shop those. Also, while you're at it, you might as well take a look at the clearance rack as well. Still some great things on the clearance rack. So that is that. I do have show and tell from the kids, or from Nolan, I should say. Lily does not have show and tell. But Nolan wanted to show you. I think I can turn this. All right, so he's Lego obsessed. This was a house he's been working on. He's been getting these platforms so he can kind of make whatever he wants. But this is what he was working on. He had a whole village in his room. And of course, I forgot to take a picture of it before he stopped. But that's what he was working on all holiday break. The kids were home. Their last day of school is December 16th, and they went back to school today. I thought they were going back to school yesterday, so I'm a little frazzled tonight, in case you can't tell. I'm a little out of practice. Brian's not here. I'm hoping the kids will stay quiet. But they went back to school today. They were super excited to go back to school. So that's the scoop there. So I have 3 projects for you tonight. I didn't give you the sneak peek. We are doing 3 Valentine's projects tonight, but bear with me. I do not have project sheets for these yet, but you know they're coming. I'm going to be working on them tonight, and I hope to get those posted at least in the description of the video by tomorrow, and then there will be blog posts coming as well. I haven't finished decorating this one yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to decorate it, but we may do it live. But how cute is that? This middle one, it's like a little handbag, is based on a swap I received from Backstage from a French demonstrator, and I apologize, there's no name with it. I probably misplaced it, but it's such a cute little purse. Now, she put in these yummy, what are these, Saint Michel Petite Galettes. Like their little caramel cookies. I'll be digging into those for sure. But isn't that such a cute little thing? So I pixified it and did kind of a tinier version and a little bit of an ode to Brian's new employer, Lidl, the grocery store, if you've never heard of it. They are German, and you know how much I love treats. So they have their own line of treats. It's Favorina is the brand, but the grocery store, I don't know if you have one in your local area, Lidl. I thought it was pronounced Lidl, but it's pronounced Lidl. Anyways, he brought these home, and I'm like, ooh, I'm going to make a little treat holder for those. So I have not tried them yet, but I'm sure they're delicious. They're hazelnut nougat bites. Anyways, so that's what is inside my little purse here. But you can also fit, I'll show you, Dove Promises fit pretty well in there. I think it would be cute with some peppermints. This is a little bit of a tinier version than the one I got in the swap. Because I was just trying to conserve paper. This just takes 2 pieces that measure 2 by 4 inches, so it's great to use up your paper scraps. So this is an oldie but a goodie. I love these treat holders, but I wanted to show you the Very Best Trio Punch. This is a great alternative to the tag topper punches since those have all retired now. I just wanted to show you an option. So a lot of my projects with the tag topper punches, you can use the Very Best Trio Punch as an alternate for that. And then the last project is a lip balm holder. This is my own version, but I have to look up who had the original idea. I cannot remember the name off the top of my head. I want to say it's Melissa somebody from many, many years ago. I pixified it with some different dimensions, and that's just a chap ice that I picked up at Dollar Tree. I always forget if it's Dollar General or Dollar Tree. I picked it up at Dollar Tree, so 3 chapsticks for $1.25, which is now their prices. But that is in there, and if you slide it out, it's just this little slit. It's such a cool chapstick holder. Now, of course, because it's pixified, I've got not crazy measurements, but I wanted to make sure that the chapstick would be in there without slipping out. But I love how it says, just wanted to say, Happy Valentine's Day. So that's what we're going to make tonight. These are all fairly quick and easy. I will have templates, but you don't really need templates for these. I will have those just to make sure, though, that you can make these, because that is my goal, that you can walk away from my live stream videos and feel like you can create all of these projects, no matter if you're brand new to crafting or a seasoned crafter. So which one are we going to start with? Why don't we go ahead and start with a lip balm holder? That's kind of the order that I designed these projects in. So this we're going to use a 3-inch by 6-inch piece of paper. Another great way to conserve paper, or I should say use up your scraps. Another great size for 12 by 12 or 6 by 6. And we're going to be using product, the Country Floral Lane Suite. That is the first suite available in the catalog. If you want to take a look at that tonight, there is my sneak peek on my YouTube channel. You can see those products. And I totally forgot, tomorrow is actually the catalog day. So it's got a whole suite of products. It has 2 packs of paper, a combo ribbon holder, or combo ribbon, 2 different ribbons. There are these sequin embellishments, a stamp set, a punch. I'll show you all the products tonight live and in person. And let's see. So Country Bouquet is the first I guess it's the only bundle that's in there. I forget because there's another Valentine's one that comes after it. But Country Bouquet, and it's a punch bundle. You know how much I love punch bundles, but it makes this really cute. Trying to catch the light there so you can see the design. It's like a heart flower. How cute is that? The punch works on both the stamp set as well as the 12 by 12 designer series paper, which I'll show you tonight. These are the two ribbons that come in it. So we've got Real Red, and I think this is Crumb Cake, but really, really easy to work with. Love those ribbons. These are the sequins. I'm just giving you a quick sneak peek because we're going to use quite a few of these tonight. These are the pastel adhesive backed sequins. You get a whole bunch of them, 2 different sizes, 3 different colors. I want to say it's balmy blue. Let me see if I can tell you the colors real quick. Let's see. Yeah, petal pink, gold, and balmy blue. And the petal pink is pretty. It's got they all kind of have this iridescence to it, and then the gold is, I don't know, it's just really, they're really, really pretty. So we're going to use those tonight as I pull them out and can't get them back in. All right, and then there's 2 papers. One is a 6x6, which we're going to use on the lip balm holder. Country Gingham, it's a 6x6, you get 48 sheets. And then there is this one, which is a hot mess right now, but Country Floral Lane is the 12x12. We're going to use both of these packs of paper tonight, so. Forgive me, I'm going to cut on the fly tonight. So I'm going to grab, let's see, we'll grab a different pattern maybe for this one. No, I like the one I used. All right. So this petal pink version with the diagonal gingham is just adorable. And we're going to cut this just in half. So 3 inches by 6 inches. Also great size for 12 by 12. So you can get 8 out of 12 by 12 or 2 from your 6x6. All right, I'm gonna leave the paper trimmer out for this because we're gonna be using some 1/16 of an inch increments here. So the first thing I'm gonna score, I'm gonna make sure that my cutting blade is out of the way, and I'm gonna go ahead and first make a score line at 2 inches. So 2 inches, score. And then we're going to go to 2 9/16. So the easiest way to remember this is go to 2.5 and then go 1 more tick mark. Okay, so all these, if you're looking at the inches, all these individual markers are all 1/16 of an inch increments. So if you go to 2.5 and then 1 more measurement line, that is going to be 2 9/16. So I'm going to go ahead and score that. Then we're going to go down to 4 9/16. Same thing, go to 4.5 and then go 1 more measurement line. And that's it. So 2 9/16, 4 9/16. So you're going to have 3 score lines there. Now I'm going to turn it long ways, and we're going to score, but only between these 2 horizontal score lines. Ignore this one up here. I'm going to line up the left edge at 1 1/8. And I'm gonna, again, just score between those 2 score lines. And what I love about the paper trimmer for things like this is I can bring the scoring blade right to where I want that score to start. So see, we've got that horizontal score line. I'm gonna score from that one down to that one. And this cutting arm makes that really easy. Now, pardon my head here, so I can see that. So 1 1/8, and then we're gonna slide it down to 1 7/8 and do the same thing. Gonna look at that really quickly because my angle is weird here. Like that. So we just have those 2 short score lines between the 2 horizontals. So there's 2 short vertical between the 2 horizontals, okay? Next, I'm gonna go ahead and fold and burnish on the score lines. And then what we're gonna do is we've got our, I don't know, this is a little over, we've got 1/16 of an inch here. So I don't know, that's kind of like a 1.5 inch section. It's not exactly 1.5. That's at the top. I'm going to fold up on the second score line from the bottom. Okay, so then we can see here our short score lines and this bottom horizontal score line. Kind of important for you to cut it this way because of the way the lip balm holder goes together. I wanted that little cutout to be on the back versus the front, just for aesthetic purposes. So the way to do that is you've got your flap here at the top, you're folding up on that second score line. So you should see a horizontal score line and then the two short. And then all we're gonna do, this is kind of the magic of this, is just cut up those short score lines we did. Now you could absolutely use a pencil for this, but I love because we were already scoring with the paper trimmer, that just helps us do a little bit of the work. Okay, so now what we have here is we've cut this piece out, and because we cut up the score lines, it went up exactly the amount that we needed it to on this back panel. So all I'm doing is basically bumping that out the opposite direction. You see that? Just that middle section. And then naturally it's going to fold here where we need it to. I didn't score there because you don't need to. But then I'm just going to kind of pinch that and burnish. So then what you have is something that looks like that, which is going to perfectly hold our lip balm. How cool is that? I love the physics of this. Look at that. All right. So let me do a couple other things here. I'm grabbing my trusty detailed trio punch, which is retired, but I'm just going to round the corners. So use any corner rounder punch that you have. If you don't have one, you can find them on Amazon. Any corner rounder punch will do. And then I'm going to grab a piece of basic white. And I'm going to first just cut a strip to 2 3/4. We're going to cut 2 pieces out of this. It's been so long since I live streamed that my mouse and keyboard, the batteries were dead. So I am hoping that they're going to cooperate with me tonight. All right, so this is a 2 3/4 inch strip. I'm just going to cut a 1 3/16 piece. That's going to be for the inside. And we just have that extra 16th. 1 3/16 is just before 1 1/4. And then I'm just going to cut a little 1/2 inch strip. And I don't know about you guys, but I love to cut the 1/2 inch on the right side of the cutting tool. It's just easier. So then you just have a little 1/2 inch by 2 3/4. Now you can see I've got some paper fuzzies on here. That's probably because I need to change my blade because it's gotten overuse for the holidays. I'm just going to grab like a nail buffer. I've got this on my favorites page, but this will, while I hate the noise, it does the trick to get rid of those paper fuzzies. So it's a really great thing to have on hand. But then it just gives you a much cleaner edge when you do that. Okay, I'll do this one a little bit too. Or you could just change your cutting blade, but you know, I'm a lazy crafter sometimes. All right, so we've got 2 pieces again, 1/2 inch by 2 3/4. 1 3/16, just under 1 1/4 by 2 3/4. Okay, so we're gonna I'm gonna punch first. We're kind of doing pieces and parts here. I am bringing in a new punch in the mini catalog called the Happy Labels Pick-a-Punch. And I'm going to go ahead and use, it's sort of like a washi tape edge. I'm trying to catch the light there. You kind of have like a ticket stub edge. And this reminds me of washi tape or a tape edge. I'm going to go ahead and line this up in the punching groove here. That's the 1/2 inch groove is the smallest one. It goes 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, or 1 inch. I'm going to push that all the way in, but I do love to look on the other side to make sure that that's centered with those little scallop edges. And then flipping it around and doing the other edge. There we go. And then you have that cute little kind of washi tape thing. I love these label pick-a-punches. This one, we're not going to do any punching, but we're going to do a little bit of stamping. I am using Sweet Sorbet, which is a gorgeous pinkish red. And the sentiments just... What does this one say? Just wanted to say Happy Valentine's Day. So the just wanted to say is going to go on our little 1/2 inch strip. like so. And then the Happy Valentine's Day is going to go on our wider strip. That's going to go on the inside. All right. So this one, let's go ahead and adhere that on the inside. That's going to go just above the lip balm holder part, okay? You're going to have about 1/8 of an inch around the edges there. I'm just going to use liquid glue. And that just gives me kind of some wiggle room here. So that's for the inside. And then I'm gonna go ahead and let's put our chapstick in there. Grab another chap ice. But these are standard lip balm sizes here, but I just found these at Dollar Tree. And we're gonna go ahead, it's gonna be a little bit of a tight fit, but you shouldn't have any of the paper tearing. It's just right. I feel like Goldilocks and the Three Bears with my 1/16 of an inch increments here. But that just grips it enough that it's not gonna fall out. Now, if you find that you might just be slightly off and this is a little bit too big to hold this, just put a little mini glue dot in there. It's okay, uses such little paper, I think it's okay if the recipient rips it to get it out, but you could put a little mini glue dot in there to keep it in place. That's just a little trick of the trade there. All right, so I'm also gonna do a Velcro closure on this. So these are the thin clear fasteners, which if you've been watching me for a while, you know I love these things. They're super thin and I love the way that they work. If you wanted to, you could cut your glue dots in half to conserve them. You get 75 of them in the box. And I just sandwich the hooks and loops together so they're always ready to go. When they come to you, they are separate. And then I'm just gonna put that on the back side of the flap here. I like to pull the backing off of the hook side first. That's the one that's more clear. The loop side is more opaque. And I like that one being on the box. Just personal preference, really. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and line that up at the top there and close it. And you can kind of put your index fingers behind it and just press to reinforce. I do like to open it once just to make sure it's not too stuck down. Sometimes the Velcro can be pretty strong. So look at how cute that is. Now it stands up on its own, which I think is adorable. And now I think we need to decorate it. So I'm gonna quick die cut 2 stylish shapes circles because we're gonna use one of them for the next project. Just bringing in the big boy. I don't need the big boy, but it's right here and set up and ready. And Balmy Blue, and these are one of my staples of dies, the Stylish Shapes dies. So I'm using the 3rd smallest of these circles. So we'll go ahead and die cut 2 of those. Make sure I'm lined up here. Oh, Sharon, I love to see that comment. She says she's had her buffer for 10 years and it still works great. That's awesome. We're talking about a nail buffer in case you need to, although you may have the Stampin' Up! Buffer. That might be the one you've had for 10 years. But nail buffers work great too. Just for getting those furry paper edges to be nice and sharp. All right, so we did those 2. I think that's the only die cutting I have for tonight. I say that and then there's always more, isn't there? Get this out of the way. Ooh, Linda, I just saw your question. I thank you for reminding me. I actually was going to say the same thing, rolled up money, but I'll address it at the Q&A as well. All right, so there's that. Now we have this pattern of paper in the, what's it called? The Country Floral Lane Designer Series paper, and it works with the punch. So I already cut a strip here. I cut this one just a little narrow. You can actually do 2 3/4 inch strips, and that should get the job done for you. But you can come in and look at how many hearts you have. I think you can get 1, 2, 3, 4. 20 of the big hearts for sure. 20 sets of leaves. Yes, because you can grab that one too. The only hearts you're going to miss out on is these 4 at the bottom, but that's okay. You have the rest of these to go with. But what's great is it's already in the right position for you to punch with the Country Bouquet punch. So just take your time lining it up. And when you've got it lined up, I like to pinch the punch just a little bit so that won't move on me if I need to make any additional adjustments. And then I like to punch it at a bit of an angle so that my pieces and parts that I want don't go flying. So you'll get the 2 leaves and the 2 hearts, and you've got both mint macaron and I think it's mossy meadow of the leaves. Ugh, I love this so much, so much. So this obviously works with the stamp set as well, and the stamps almost exactly like the Designer Series paper pattern does, but talk about quick and easy. So I'm just going to take this balmy blue stylish shape and we're going to build. I'm not going to use the leaves for this, but I'll put those to the side to use for another project. And then I'm going to pop the second heart off to the side there. And then we'll put our sentiment over the front. So let's just use liquid glue. I'm not adding any dimension because we do have that Velcro closure. Just wanting things to kind of keep in place. And then the little guy. Like that. They're so cute paired together. And then I'm going to take our sentiment piece that we punched with that, what's it called? The Happy Labels Pick-a-Punch. And I'm just going to put a little bit of liquid glue just kind of in the center because that will kind of hang off the sides. Like that. And then I want to focus on just putting liquid glue on the sort of the top 2/3 of the balmy blue circle. Like so. Okay, you don't want to go all the way down to the bottom because some of this is going to overhang a bit. And I'm actually going to kind of open this so I can just do this. And I got that flat surface to work with. Let's make sure that's where I wanted it. Yes. All right, so there's that. And then we're going to add one more finishing touch with the smaller of the 2 sizes, the gold sequins here. Grab my Take Your Pick tool. I love the gold. Just like that. Is that not the cutest, quick and easy little Valentine? Especially for schools that don't allow food treats. I thought this would be really cute for Lily to take to her classmates. I can change up the colors for Nolan's classmates as well for their little Valentines. But it's also such a great little treat holder. Again, you could roll up some cash to put in there, and you just put the cash instead of the lip balm. But also a really cute kind of random act of kindness thing to have because it doesn't use much paper. I just love it. And Designer Series paper for the base, I've seen a lot of them made with cardstock. You can do that as well for sure. With the Designer Series paper, it makes it a little bit easier just from the perspective of not needing to add layers or things. The only layers we had was really just the sentiment and then the Happy Valentine's Day on the inside. So that is project number 1. Again, super quick and easy. I talked through a lot of the products we use for this one, but otherwise it goes together very, very quickly. So the next one we're going to do is this Ghirardelli treat holder, and I love this one. I want to say Lori Heiling is sort of the originator of this design. I have made so many different versions of this treat holder, and I keep coming back to it because it's so fun and easy to make, and I just love the design and the style of it. So this is holding 1 Ghirardelli square. I'm sure you can fit other things in there as well, but it is 2 inches wide, and it's 1/2 of an inch in depth. So you can fit either just the unfilled Ghirardelli squares or the ones with filling. I think this one has filling, but I love the ribbon with this. This is one of those Vera Bradley pulls, which I love to do. So let me show you how to make this in case you're new to my channel and you haven't seen this before. I think I already have a piece cut, so let me make sure here. This should be 4 by 6, okay? So 4 by 6, let me bring in the, I'm gonna use the Simply Scored because it's kind of my go-to. I do get lots of questions about why I use the Simply Scored over the paper trimmer. I always feel like the Simply Scored gives me more accurate measurements, but when it comes to 16ths, I gotta use the paper trimmer. So that's why we're kind of using a hodgepodge of them tonight. So with this in portrait, we're gonna score at 1 inch from each side. So 1 inch and then just rotate it 180 and 1 inch again. And then I'm gonna turn it to the long side and we're gonna score it 2 3/4 from each side, just so you have less measurements to remember. And what that's gonna leave is a little 1/2 inch strip in the center, okay? All right, so next we're gonna go ahead and fold and burnish. And my tools have not sprouted legs and walked away so far tonight. I may have just jinxed myself. I don't have Brian here to help me find where I stashed my things. So I'm just folding and burnishing in all the score lines. Then the next thing we're gonna do, I like to fold these 2 pieces in. We are actually going to now do some diagonal folding, but we're just gonna do it manually. We don't need to use a stylus or anything for that. So I'm gonna take this score line, this horizontal score line, and we're gonna fold this up so that this lines up with this folded edge. I do like to either put my fingernail here at the intersection of that score line and the edge, or the tip of your bone folder, and then you're just gonna press. Now I'm gonna do this really quickly and then show it to you closer to the camera. And I like to press on the inside. So we took that bottom horizontal score line and then we folded on the diagonal to line that up with that folded edge. And that gave us that 45-degree angle score line there. So we're gonna repeat that the other 3 sections. So again, come down to that bottom score line, and then we're gonna do the same thing, line up that horizontal score line with the folded edge, and then I just use my fingernail, or you can come in with your bone folder and burnish. Again, lining it up with that edge there. Take your time and get it lined up. You'll have a much nicer treat holder in the end. And then I'm gonna turn it 180 and we're gonna repeat the same thing, but now with this horizontal score line, that's the one closest to us now that we flipped it around, and do the same thing. Like so, okay? And then what you end up having here is, because of those diagonal score lines, you kind of have this mouth, is what I like to call it, but that's gonna end up holding your Ghirardelli square. So now, adhesive is not required here, it's optional, but I do like to put adhesive. And I'm only wanting to put adhesive in these sections, but on the back side. So, I don't know if you can see this, but where that diagonal is, we can put adhesive from here up to the top. So just in these outside sections, but you don't want to go past the diagonal. So I actually like to do all the adhesive at once, as long as you move fairly quickly, and I'll do that really quickly and show you on camera. Does not need to be pretty, just needs to be in the right spot. All right, so it's gonna be hard to see, but you see the adhesive only goes up to the diagonal score line and stays between the edge and that first vertical score line. So then I'm just gonna press that flat, okay? And then you can take your bone folder if you want and just gently press. I'm not burnishing too hard here, it's just kind of giving some even pressure, like so. So cute, so easy. Now, this was a directional pattern. I did forget to mention, if it is directional, you want to cut it in portrait, the 4x6 in portrait. This is going to be the back because the front, the hearts are going the right way, okay? So now let's bring in the Very Best Trio punch, and let me show you how to use it if you haven't seen this before. There's a ribbon slot here. So I'm just going to kind of fold that flat. The other cool thing about these is they can fold flat for storage too. And I'm going to just feed this top edge here, and I'm centering it as best I can. Okay, you don't have to be perfect here, but I'm just centering left to right and then punch. I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Like so, okay? And those are close enough. All right, now the coolest thing about this punch is you can create this really cool kind of scalloped top here. Now, there are a couple of different ways you can do this. I'm gonna do this one different, but I will show you the differences between the two, and it's just user preference. I am gonna line it up where I've got this kind of scalloped, sort of a tag topper, really, that edge, where I'm feeding this in so that it's in the left corner, as opposed to feeding it in this way where it goes in the right corner. Does that kind of make sense? I by habit did it this way, and I think, well, it really doesn't matter which way it goes, but I'll show you the difference. So I'm gonna keep it here where I've got this guide here on the left and this guide here on the top. So I'm basically putting it in that top left corner. It won't go any further. Punch. And then all you need to do is flip. And then you're gonna get your edges the same way if you do it that way, okay? That might take a little bit getting used to, doing that flip. So same thing, I just flipped it over again. Again, we're focusing on that upper left corner. I'm gonna flip and punch again. So I'm not moving the punch, I'm moving the paper, okay? Let me get those pieces out of here and let me show you the difference. So this one has this sort of like a little bit of a right angle top here with the rounded edge here, okay? My sample, I did it the other way, and by other way, I just mean that here's that little decorative corner, and I had it here. Does that make sense? So technically you're doing the upper right corner as opposed to the upper left corner. I hope that that makes sense. Probably easier when you actually have the punch, but it's just a slight difference. It's gonna be hard to tell. You open it this way so it's a little easier. So you've got kind of that sharper edge down here and the rounded edge at the top. And then this is the other way around, okay? So total preference. I'm going to beg, borrow, or steal because I do not have another Ghirardelli square. So busting into this. So this is the dark chocolate sea salt caramel, which is my favorite. That will fit right in there. I do just fold those edges in just to give it a nicer finish. Like so, okay? Now we can take the ribbon. That did sprout legs and walk away. Now I found it. And then I'm just gonna cut, I don't know, I do about 6 inches. 6 inches maybe a little much. Around 6. I do cut it at an angle because it'll help that feed through the top. So the Vera Bradley bow, I've kind of, it's the Vera Bradley ribbon pull, I call it. I've kind of changed how I do this over the years. I like to kind of do a support ribbon. So I kind of bend it like this. Okay, so if you look at it this way, it kind of looks like a support ribbon. Okay, I'm gonna flip that over. So I don't know which way the support ribbon goes, to be honest. If you were to pin this on a lapel, I think they go this way. But anyways, I've got this where the loop, so you can see the different angles like so, okay? So I've got, it's kind of like you're doing this twist with your hands. And I'm gonna feed the tails through. Now, of course, I'm gonna cut these both at the same angle. Let me do that really quick. Linda, true, true. When the cat's away, the mice will play, or Julie will eat her chocolate stash. Okay, so I'm talking about other things. I can't multitask, apparently. I'm gonna feed those points through the back, okay? The front is where our hearts are in the right direction. Feeding that through the back. Pulling it through, and then we're gonna take those tails, put that back up through the loop. and pull. And that gives you that loop coming over the front, like so. And then I just kind of like to pull the tails apart. Now those got frayed a little bit, so I'm gonna grab, you can use your paper snips, but I also have a pair of ribbon scissors. I know many of you have ribbon scissors. Stampin' Up! Stopped carrying these, but I held on to them, so I'm just gonna do another quick sharp angled cut there to get rid of the frays. And if you like, you can also take a lighter or a match and just singe those edges so they don't fray. Maybe a bit overkill for a tiny treat project like this, but it's an option for you. All right, so now let's go ahead and decorate this one. And I'm gonna do a similar layout, slightly different. Similar, but slightly different. So I'm gonna go ahead and punch one more heart while I've got that. And oh boy, I'm holding this with, I'm right-handed, but holding it with my left hand, the punch with my left hand is throwing me off right now. All right, so let's punch that. And then I'm gonna do the 2 hearts. This time I'm gonna switch it up a bit, saving those leaves for later. I think I'm using the leaves tonight, but liquid glue. This one I'm gonna kind of put in the center. I love how these hearts are just asymmetrical, super cute. So we got those 2. I'm gonna grab some basic white. This is an overkill piece, but it's what we've got. And just a little for you sentiment using, always forget the name of this one, Sweet Sorbet. And a little bit of contraband, but I couldn't live without, I sold my 1-inch punch and then I couldn't live without it, so I bought another one off Amazon. But I'm just using a 1-inch punch here because it's just cute. I'm sure you could find a die that's tiny like that too. And then I'm just going to take a dimensional. Pop one on the back of that. And we'll pop that about there. Another trio for the back. Thank you for helping out. I know the YouTube changed its look. So when you try to find the description, excuse me, whether you're on mobile or a desktop, you want to look for more, and it'll have more with, I think, 3 dots. I don't know how we keep up with all the changes, to be honest. Always different. And then I'm going to grab another of the gold sequins, and we'll pop that right there. All right, so that is project number 2, almost said 3, but I love that. Holds a little Ghirardelli square, uses 4x6. Lots of fun. You could stamp the hearts if you preferred. I love using the designer series paper. It makes it even quicker and easier, but a sweet little treat for Valentine's Day. And again, as you know, so easy to change up for different holidays. So that's project number 2. And then project number 3, we're going to go ahead and use this adorable paper. I think this is my second favorite pattern. My first favorite in this, which ironically I'm not using tonight, but I love this one. Not so cute. All right, so paper trimmer, but we want 2 pieces that measure 2 by 4. Yeah, hold on, look at my notes. Yes, 2 by 4. So I'm going to cut a strip that is 2. If you're using directional, you'd want to make sure you're cutting the 2-inch, so portrait, and then 4. And you'll get 3 pieces from a 2 by 12-inch strip, which means you will get, 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh, can I do the math? My brain is fried. I still have vacation brain. I told my team that. I forgot I forgot my dentist appointment this week, but I got there only 6 minutes late because I did remember in the nick of time. Oh, but I think my brain is still on vacation. So 6, I think you get 18 pieces, so you can make 9 of these little purses out of a sheet of 12 by 12, which is great. So I'm just going to keep 2 of those pieces. I'll save the other one for my next one. And I'm going to take tear and tape. Now you can see the back side is directional. This side really isn't directional, so it doesn't matter. But keep your eye on the directions depending on how you're going to put this together. So I'm just going to use tear and tape. And then that's going to go right at the top of both of them. Like that. And then I'm keeping an eye on these. Okay, one of them I'm going to put tear and tape on the back. So let me show you where I put that. So 2 on the back side at the top. And then this one, I just put one here, and that's how we're going to sandwich those 2 together. So I'm going to leave the backing on the one that's on the front side of the paper, but I kind of like to burnish that backing really for a bit so I can get the backing off easily using the Take Your Pick tool. And I'm just going to show you a trick. If you have a hard time lining up edges here to put together, this is a quick tip for you. I like to use this little 90-degree angle here that I've got on the Simply Scored. Now you do not want to crease this part. All we're wanting to do is to line up this edge with this edge, okay? And so if you put this in the corner, you can also line this one up in the corner before you press it down. That just gives you a little bit more leverage to make sure that's lined up, and I'm really just pinching it so it looks like that. But then you have that lined up perfectly on the edge using that edge on the Simply Scored. So I hope that tip helps you. I'm gonna do the same thing. Again, putting that in the corner, folding this up, putting it in the corner, and then pressing it down. And that just gets those edges all lined up for us. Again, make sure not to press this one down. Okay. Now we're gonna sandwich these 2 together. So I'm going to take the tear and tape off of this, and I found the same trick worked with the Simply Scored. Again, make sure you're not pushing that sort of rounded edge down, but I'm just going to take that, and that just helps me get that lined up before I press it down. You just need to pick it up a little bit, and then you can reinforce by pinching. Like that, okay? Now, I don't know if you noticed, but does this not look like a heart? I thought that's so cute. I was actually staring at this today thinking it would be really cute to come up with some type of like box pedestal that could sit in. So I don't know, you may see this from me in a different format in the future, but I just love that. So it will sit up like so, just like a little purse. Now we are going to be punching through 4 layers of cardstock. If for some reason you don't have the hand strength to do that, totally understand that because it does take a little bit of muscle. You could punch the holes before you adhere the 2 pieces together. Okay. I'm actually just going to take a ruler here and I'm going to mark pieces I'm going to mark points on here where I want to punch the holes. So I don't know, I'm coming in about 1/8 of an inch from the top, and I'm going to make a mark at 5/8 of an inch from the left and 5/8 of an inch from the right. That ends up being at 5/8 and 1 3/8. Just put little markers there. Marker is fine, or pen is fine, pencil's fine. You're just going to punch it away anyways, so just grab what you have. And then I've just got 1/8 of an inch hole punch, again, retired by Stampin' Up, but you can get this anywhere. And I'm just going to come in and punch. Now this little kickstand here will help that release the 4 layers of paper. Okay, same thing over here. Punch, kickstand. I don't know, there's probably a fancier name for that. But there we go, we've got the 2 holes punched. sort of centered. You can use your ruler to do that. And then we're gonna do similar to what I did on, what did I do a project before with the ribbon this way? I don't remember. I'm gonna use just something I have in my craft room. I was talking to my dad earlier and I actually just used this little thing, but grab one of your clear blocks, or I think the D block may be a little bit big. It's just gonna give us something to wrap around, to give us something to tie a bow. You're probably like, what are you doing, Julie? So I'm gonna go ahead and take the ribbon and feed it through the right side. And then I'm gonna go ahead and feed it back through the left side. But I wanna create a little handle here, but it's kind of hard to tie a bow and leave a handle. So I just say use what's in your craft room. I'm going to kind of use this as, I learned this trick from my mom. She used to use, we had like children's wooden blocks, or she'd use an Elmer's glue bottle, one of our wooden blocks, something to always tie her bows for her project. So they always turned out the same and uniform. So I'm just wrapping that around because that's just going to give me a little bit of leverage to tie this bow. So I'm going to give myself a little bit more of a tail here. And then I'm going to grab my reverse tweezers, which are behind me. And we're going to go ahead and tie a bow. So now I'm basically tying it tight. I do want to make sure the ribbon is all going in the same direction. Yes. We're tying it tight around this random thing in my craft room. But that's going to give us something for leverage. So you see it's kind of like creating this little handle for us. Now I do love to use my reverse tweezers to hold that little knot in place. Again, just be careful you're not smushing those loops. And then I'm gonna go ahead and, you know what? I need a little bit more of a tail. I can already tell. Easier to adjust it now than later, right? Let's see. All right. And again, this is just giving me leverage here. So let me make sure that tail went the right way. Tighten that, pull the tweezers out, and now I'm going to zhuzh the bow ever so slightly. Still leaving it on that little container. Clear blocks work great for this too. I think probably a C block would be the best alternative. Oh yeah, C block would be perfect. I think that's a C block. C block, yes. So I know many of you have that for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten that. And then we can just slide it off our little contraption here. I may have done it a little too tight. Look at that. Then we can trim the ends. And you can shorten the loops if they're kind of overtaking your treat holder here. There we go. I'll just come in and trim. And then what you're left with is you've got this cute little handle that's already ready to go. Oh, I'm holding it in the wrong spot for you. Isn't that cute? So let's go ahead and put our chocolates in there to give it a little bit of weight. Again, this is what I'm doing, the Favorina Nougat Bites from Lidl, the grocery store. Grab a pair of those. Now, I haven't tried these yet, but I didn't realize they're actually super soft. Ask me how I know. I was like squeezing them in here. So just be gentle with these if you've got a Lidl near you. And they'll just slip right in. And sort of the tension of that, they are not falling out right now, which is kind of magic. Now again, same trick. If you're finding that whatever treat you put in here does start to fall out, just again, secure it with a mini glue dot. But so, so cute. I haven't decided how I'm gonna decorate this, but I think for now, I'm just gonna leave it up to your imagination. I know you guys are gonna give this a try, so I'd love to see what you made. But again, it kind of looks like a little heart. I thought that was cute for Valentine's Day. You could put a cute little sentiment here. The Happy Valentine's Day from this suite is a little bit too big for the front of this because it's only 2 inches wide, but so, so cute. Now let me show you. I don't have peppermints, I don't think, but let me show you. I'm looking at some of the other things that I have. Hold on. I was wondering if these might fit. We'll try those. I know Dove Promises will fit, so. Again, I designed this for these guys, but I just wanted to show you it because I don't think Lidl is everywhere, but this will hold Dove Promises. That would be really cute with the red foil ones. So those fit in there like that. Let's see if these minis fit. I think that they will. Ooh. That's cute. Okay, so I'm teasing you with these peppermint Ghirardelli minis because these are hard to find now, obviously after the holidays, but look how cute. Now those just barely fit, but ooh, that is cute. So those are Ghirardelli minis, okay? And again, there may be a difference with the minis that are filled versus not filled, but super cute. This is my inspiration from a French demonstrator, and I apologize, I lost the name, but this is what I cased this off of. I pixified it, but super, super cute. That was with that beautiful Splendid Day Specialty Designer Series paper. She did add little strips of paper at the top to give it a little bit more detail. You could certainly do that. So that's the pixie version. Cute, right? All right, let's go ahead and put my Favorinas back in. I'm having one of these immediately after the live stream while I have my Invisalign out. I've been doing Invisalign for not quite 18 months. We're getting close to it, but I just got new aligners and ooh, my teeth are sore. So anyways, I'm having one of those afterwards. So those are the 3 projects. Likely when I take a picture of this, it will have some sort of stamping or a little sweet sentiment on there. But these are projects 1, 2, and 3. We've got a lip balm holder. Just wanted to say happy Valentine's Day. And then we've got a Ghirardelli square treat holder using the Very Best Trio punch as an alternative to the tag topper punches. And then we've got this cute little purse treat holder that has those Favorina nuggets in it from Lidl, but again, it holds other treats as well. So the other alternative to this as well is a rolled up dollar bills, which would be a really cute way to give those for birthday or Christmas or something. So there we go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and tee up your questions. Give me a moment. Let's hope that my keyboard and mouse are still working. Yes, my mouse is still alive. All right, we are going to start at the top here. Let's see. Cannot find record storage used for 12 by 12 paper on your favorites. Linda, it is on there. I want to say it's towards the beginning of my storage section. I can't remember off the top of my head, but shoot me an email at support@thepaperpixie.com, Linda, and I'll point you to that, okay? Let's see. Have Celebration catalogs been mailed? I got the new mini catalog, but not the Celebration one. You've seen the one online, but you like paper. Helen, good question. It's possible that the timing of when you joined my team to when catalogs were mailed out, that you weren't included on the demonstrator mailing from Stampin' Up. So reach out to Stampin' Up to demo support and they'll get some in the mail to you for sure, okay? They mailed out the demonstrator ones shortly after the PDF went live for demonstrators at the beginning of December. I can't remember when you joined my team, but yeah, reach out to demo support. You can email me as well and I can get you connected with them. Ooh, Linda, he did not. Lego Builder Day on December 27th. I didn't know about it, but that's so cool. I have to keep an eye out for it next year. Is there a trick to keeping glue where it should be and not on my hands? Ruby, really it comes down to using, or I should say less is more. So use less glue than you think you need. You can always add more, but typically when you get glue on your hands, it's because you've used a little too much glue and it just oozes everywhere, and it happens to all of us. That would be my tip, is just try to squeeze a little bit lighter on your glue bottle and do a really thin bead of adhesive. That should prevent the glue from not going where you don't want it to go, if that makes sense. Yes, Linda, great question. Could a folded then rolled money fit in the chapstick holder? That would make a great way to give a tip. I love that idea of giving a tip. I don't think you would even need to fold it, Linda. I think that I don't have any cash on me. I was trying to, I don't remember the width of dollar bills. But I think that this is wider than a dollar bill. I'm pretty sure. So you should be able to just roll it and put it in there instead of the lip balm. Great suggestion. I love that. I've had problems with Velcro dots tearing the paper. Which side do you put on the flap to open? Also, which side is considered loop, fuzzy or rough? Okay, so the loop is the fuzzy, softer side. And if you're using the thin, clear fasteners, the loop side is going to be the one that's more opaque, okay? The hook side is the one that's scratchier and more rough. I put the rough one on the flap. So the rough one I put on the flap. The soft fuzzy one I put on the treat box. And I just feel that works better because you're putting pressure on the flap to open it, and that's going to be the harder thing to let go. So I kind of feel like the physics of that works better. I'm not sure if I've actually tried it the other way, but I feel like you want to put the fuzzy one on the box itself and the rougher one or the hook one that's more translucent on the flap. Okay, hopefully that helps. Give it a try. Ooh, Cheryl, great question. I get this every time. I haven't even placed the order for products yet. So per the timetable for product shares, I'm getting up at 2 a.m. to put in my order. Okay, so I'm putting that order in first thing in the morning when that catalog goes live. It will probably not ship out until the week of January 23rd. And that is because it's going to take us a really long time to prep all of those shares. We have lots of participants this time around, but we usually get it out usually by that week. So the week of January 23rd, you'll get a tracking number when it ships and all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm placing the order tomorrow. I do pay for expedited shipping, so I should get the products on Monday, but it takes us a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks to prep all of those. So it's lots of work. 19 papers, 5 ribbons, and this is per person, and 236 embellishments, I think. Anyways, so yeah, it'll be the week of January 23rd is what I'm guesstimating. Have you ever heard anyone having an issue with their scoreboard not working? I've noticed on several of the tracks, the score lines are very faint. I've changed score tools, but the issue remains. Sharon, that is a great question. I personally haven't experienced that, but I'm wondering if your scoring board is maybe a little bit well loved. I do know that when you're using a metal stylus on a plastic board, I have I don't know if I'll be able to show you. You might be able to see. I have a couple spots on my scoreboard, and these are at measurements that I use a lot. So that's 5.5 right there. So you can see that the plastic does start to wear a little bit. So I wonder if that might be what's happening with your scoring board if you've used it a lot. These probably aren't meant to last a lifetime, but they should last you at least a few years. But yeah, that's the only thing that I can suggest is that might be what's going on with it. I'm not sure though, but let me know if you got more details to see if I can help troubleshoot that for you. Let's see. What is the name of the paper pack? Okay, we used 2 tonight. The 12 by 12 is called Country Floral Lane, and then the 6 by 6 where did I put it? So Country Floral Lane is the 12 by 12 and Country Gingham is the 6 by 6. Okay. That all comes from the Country Floral Lane product suite. Okay. I don't think it's going to hold 2 Ghirardelli squares, Pam. I think you need it to be, so this one has filling, but I don't think you can, you might be able to get 2 without filling in there, but it'll be a really tight fit. Give it a try, see what happens, but I'm guessing it's a tight fit. I don't have 2 without filling to try it for you. I wonder why. Oh, let's see. Oh yeah, great suggestion, Nicole. I just saw that coming through. You can extend the central score line. You could even do it by 1/8 of an inch. So Pam, what you could do is instead of scoring at 2 3/4 from each side, score at 2 5/8, and that'll give you an extra 1/4 of an inch. So the inside will be instead of being 1/2 of an inch, it will be 3/4 of an inch. So yeah, 2 5/8 from each side. It'll be a little bit shorter height-wise. Again, only by like 1/8, but that shouldn't make too big of a difference. So yeah, you can absolutely adjust the width. Great suggestion, Nicole. Let's see. Oh yeah, the same question. I think you do need to adjust it just slightly, Laura, to get 2 in there. I'm just putting this up because it's funny. Brian's at work and you're out of Ghirardelli squares. How do I store my embellishments? Donna, great question. I actually have a blog post on this. I store them on the Designer Series paper backing. It comes with almost all of our pattern papers. The specialty ones don't always have this, but it's a heavier weight. It's kind of cardboard. It's not quite as heavy as, I guess it's like a paper backing. I cut that down to 4 by 6, and then I put them in Avery vinyl pockets. These are 4 by 6. I have them linked on my favorites page as well. This is like love. I have a few things in my craft room that have always been sort of not problem storage things, but it wasn't love. Like I couldn't figure out the best way to store embellishments. One of the things that drives me nuts with embellishments is all the packages are different sizes. And so I was like, I've got to find something to make this uniform. And I was tickled pink when I figured this one out. These are like passport sized vinyl pockets from Avery. You can get them in packs of 10. Again, that's on my favorites page. And then I just reuse the paper backing from Designer Series paper, cut it to 4 by 6. I do have a blog post for this. If you go to thepaperpixie.com and use the magnifying glass and just type in embellishment, you'll find my blog post all about it, including a video tutorial to show you how to create these. And then I just take the all the different kinds of embellishments and I just stick them using Stampin' Seal Plus directly to the 4 by 6 backing, and it's great. I love it, love it, love it. Great question. I no longer have the drop-down arrow to get info discussed during the live. I went to YouTube help and received no answer. Example, if you mention a PDF is below. You definitely need to go to more, and you know what? Let me show you on my cell phone. I'll see if this is helpful, because I know a lot of you have had difficulty finding the description of videos, and it really is, no matter what kind of video you watch, it is usually a wealth of information, whether you're watching, I don't know, makeup videos or crafting videos or you name it. Usually the description has a lot of info for reference. So let me pull up my YouTube app, and I'm gonna pull up let's pull up an old video maybe. Sorry if you hear sound. Hold on one second. Skip. Pause. Okay, let me flip my camera here. So if you're on, oh, this is gonna be hard to see. Very hard to see because it's black. All right, so here's the video up top. I'm on mobile, so this is the easiest way for me to show you. Right here, you see ... more. If you click on that, you will see, then you get a little bit more here, and then click more again. And you'll see that there is a blog post link, the project sheet link. Sorry, this is a black background here. The chapters, you can jump to specific demos. There's links to my website, to shop, my favorites page, etc. So you have to hit more twice. So let me show you that again. And I apologize, this lighting is terrible with the dark mode, I guess, is what YouTube is on. So more, then more. And that will give you the full description. I know that's so hard to see, but I hope that that helped you, okay? Great question, because I know others have the same question. The For You stamp, Cindy, is from, it's the stamp set in the suite, the Country Bouquet stamp set, Country Bouquet bundle. All the stamps I use tonight are from Country Bouquet. Do I have a system for saving paper pumpkin stamps or an inventory list? Hold on, realize I'm not showing you the Q&A here. Or you're looking at my messy desktop. I do not have a system for paper pumpkin stamps because my daughter Lily took over my paper pumpkin. However, I have seen some really great ideas on the paper pumpkin, or in the paper pumpkin Facebook group. I think it's the Paper Pumpkin Fans or something along those lines. I've seen some really great suggestions there, so I recommend you check out that Facebook group if you're on Facebook. People have cataloged their stamp sets in different ways. They've come up with cool storage pockets to store their dies, inventory, all of that stuff. So check out that. I think it's called Paper Pumpkin Fans. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the group. If anybody's watching that knows which group I'm talking about, it's not the demonstrator one, but the fans one that's open to all Paper Pumpkin customers. That one is full of fantastic ideas, so check that one out. Do I ever have the opportunity to express to Stampin' Up! That it would be nice if some of the basics, edge rounder, circle punch, were the two tonight, didn't get retired? Absolutely, they've got a suggestion box. They've heard it from a lot of us. Typically, what happens with the circle punches and the corner rounders is they're a little bit cyclical in nature. So, whenever they bring them back, they have a big sales period and everybody adds them to their stash. And then there's kind of this lull period because crafters have already got those products. And so they retire them to make room for new products, but I don't know what the cycle length is, so how long that will be before we start to see those coming back, but I do expect we'll see those things coming back in the future, maybe in a different format, but again, it's sort of a cyclical thing from a sales perspective, which I understand. But yeah, it's hard for folks that don't have them, but you can always find them in other places. I hate to send people to other places because I personally love to shop in less places than more places. I'm sure you guys feel that way. So anyways, yes, we have all provided those suggestions for sure. Oh, got that one. Answered that before. Let's see. I used that technique on the little bag with the matching cards. Yes, Linda, thank you. That was the one. I knew it was a gift bag, but I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't remember which one it was. Kathy, so paper shares, what I'm referring to is each time there's a new catalog about to launch, I offer what's called product shares. And it is a little bit what it sounds like. So instead of investing in full packages of papers and ribbons and embellishments, I offer shares where either I split it 4 ways or 5 ways, depending on what the product is. And so you get a little bit of everything for kind of a fraction of the price. So instead of buying full packages of everything, you get kind of a quarter or a fifth of the products. And it's a great way to get a sampling of things to see which papers or ribbons or embellishments you like. For some, it's just enough product to use for the season of the catalog. But I do offer those at the beginning of each catalog. My mini catalog shares actually closed yesterday. But if you go to the paperpixie.com/shares, you can get on my mailing list to be notified when I offer the next round of shares, which will be for the annual catalog. That will be in sometime in April. So if you get on my mailing list, then you'll be the first to be notified when that's open. But I typically close signups sort of the day before ordering with the catalog. That just gives me time to get all my numbers right and get that order in. I only place one order for product shares. So yeah, it's usually, I always feel bad because I know there's always people who want to participate, but I do just have to close it at some point so that I can get my order in and get working on it and then move on to the next thing. So the next round will be in April. Great question. All right, I've reached the end of the questions. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. If you enjoyed tonight's projects, be sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to hit that bell notification so you don't miss my next video. You'll get notifications from YouTube each time I schedule a live or I post a new video. That's one way to stay informed with my videos. I appreciate you all joining me live tonight, and thank you to those of you who are watching on replay. Couple of reminders: tonight, January 4th, 2023, is the last day to order from the outgoing mini catalog and the last chance list, thepaperpixie.com/last chance, if you want to check that out tonight only. Tomorrow, January 5th, 2023, launches Celebration for 2023 and the January to April 2023 mini catalog. We use products from that catalog tonight. That launches tomorrow and will be up and ready for ordering at 3:00 a.m. Mountain Time in the morning. So excited. It is a fantastic catalog. So thanks everyone for joining me. Have a wonderful and blessed week. I will be live again next Wednesday. That will be the 11th, January 11th, 2023 at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for our next Live with the Paper Pixie. Take good care. Happy shopping celebration tomorrow. Reach out with any questions and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.